Let's look at the first question of images. It says PowerPoint 01 on slide 4, reset the picture and then crop the picture to a shape named round diagonal corner rectangle. So he's telling us to basically crop the picture to a particular shape, but before that to reset the picture. So let's open this slide PowerPoint 01 and let's understand how they're going to achieve this particular task. All right. Yeah. So here's our file PowerPoint 01. And I'll go to slide number 4 and I have a picture on slide number 4. So this picture, when you look at this particular picture, let me just zoom the slide a little bit so you can see the picture more clearly. Yeah. When you look at this particular picture on slide number 4, the picture has got edges which are right now kind of blurred. They are not very sharp edges. They are basically blurred right now. So this picture that I have on my slide is not the actual picture. It is a picture which has been given an effect. That is why the edges are blurred. And I can confidently tell you that this picture has been given an effect, because if you notice, the square or the dots of the picture are at a distance away from the blurring effect of the picture. So that means the original picture is much larger than this blurring. So I will go into something known as format. The button format has appeared only when I click on this picture. See, when I click outside, there is no format of the picture. There is a format, but this format, if I go to, is of the box, the text box. Every object, when I click, has got a format of its own. If I click on the outside of the slide, there will be no format because I'm not clicking an object. I am clicking only the slide. So the format option which comes up here comes up only when you specifically click an object. So when I click on this picture, I get a format option on the top. When I click on the format option, it gives me various different ways in which I can work with the picture. So I'm going as per the question now, as I told you all. First thing he told us that you please reset this picture. So there's a reset picture button. I will click that button. The edges of my picture will become flat. The blurring effect has gone. And the next thing he tells us is that after you have made this picture normal, you have to crop this picture in a particular shape. So I go to the crop tool and I realize that there is an option known as crop to shape. And under that, I've got various shapes in which I can crop this picture. The one he's told me is the rounded rectangle. So I'm just going to go to the rounded rectangle over here and choose it. And there you go. I have converted my picture into a rounded rectangle, removing the original or the earlier effect of this picture. That was the question, and this is the answer. So this was question A. Now let's go to 5B. It says PowerPoint 09 on slide 3, format the picture by changing the brightness to -40% and contrast to +20%. Okay, no problem. So he's telling us to open another presentation which apparently has got a picture which allows us to change the brightness and contrast of that picture. There is an existing picture. And he has specified that he wants a particular brightness and contrast for this picture. He's telling me reduce the brightness to 40% and contrast to 20%. Okay? So I will go to format and I have an option known as corrections. Correction gives me ready-made templates of changing the brightness and contrast of pictures. Again, very interesting aspect where I can use a template. Let's look at this. And it automatically brightens and applies the necessary contrast to the picture. So here in this case, I think he said brightness ko -40 karna hai aur contrast ko -40 and 20 tha, I think plus 20 tha. Yeah, this is what he told me to do. I don't know why he told me to do this, but that's what he told me to do. So he made it a very dark picture. Like as if there's hardly any light and they're conversing with each other. The brightness, so that was the question, this is the answer. Now going forward beyond the question and answer, if I go back to my corrections, as I've always told you that I am the last person to work with templates, which everybody finds very convenient and easy to use, but I never find it very creative. Even when I look at brightness and contrast for a picture, I like to customize it based on what I feel should be the brightness contrast. And to achieve that, I go to picture correction options. When I go to picture correction options, I get a brightness contrast slider, just like you get on a television set. And I also get the sharpness. In case my picture is not very sharp, I can sharpen the picture to a certain extent. So I go here and I say, okay, I want to brighten this picture. All right. So I will choose how much I want to brighten it. And I will choose how much contrast I think is enough for this picture. Whether do I want to reduce the contrast or do I want to increase the contrast, depending on the type of picture I have. So I say 5% contrast is good enough. And brightness I've kept at about, let's say, 17%. So I have a 5% by 17% brightness and contrast. The picture looks very sharp and nice. I would have never been able to achieve this in my templates because there is no 5% and 17% over here. Milega hi nahi. So this is how you work with brightness and contrast to any pictures in your PowerPoint presentation. This is how you enhance the quality of pictures that you have in your PowerPoint presentation. So he says PowerPoint 09 on slide 3. He's brought us the same PowerPoint presentation. He says, format the picture to have a picture effect shadow of inner with inner left effect. So now he's telling me to you please apply a particular effect to this picture, a shadow effect to this picture. Okay, no problem. We go back to our presentation, we open this picture and we say, okay, he's told us to apply a shadow effect to this picture. Under format, I have an interesting aspect known as picture effects. When I go to picture effects, I have so many different styles and types of picture effects that I can give. And right now, as per the question, I'm going and he says, go to shadow and apply a left inner shadow. So I'm going to look at top left and here is my left inner shadow inside left. I'll just switch this on and there you go. I've applied a shadow to the inside of this picture. That's why if I zoom a little bit, you will realize that there is a nice bevel kind of effect on this side of the picture where I'm moving my mouse. I've been able to create this beautiful effect of bevel because I gave that inner shadow to the picture. Going away from the question, if I go back to picture effects, there are beautiful picture effects that I can work with. The reflection is very popular, which gives a reflection of the picture like as if there is a mirror effect. Under all these effects, there are different directions that you can apply. Let's see, as I'm moving my mouse, you should be able to see at the back a little bit of change happening to the picture. Same way, I've got glow, which allows me to give a glow to the picture of different colors. It allows me to give a soft edge to this picture. So the edges of the picture will be blurred. Look at this one. This is an interesting one. It has blurred into the background of the slide. A lot of times you'll find pictures like these being used on websites and things like that. So it's very easy for me to create effects like these in PowerPoint by going to picture effects. And what I did just now, I think, was soft edges. I've also got bevel, which is a fantastic effect. I love the bevel effect because it really gives a very interesting edge to my picture. Let's look at that. It's given a nice bevel to the picture that I have used. Like this, I can go and apply various picture effects. I can apply a 3D rotation, which will actually rotate my picture in a particular angle like this. I can place it a little higher if I want. So it gives a nice angle kind of an effect to this picture. Leaving aside that, as I've told you, even over here, if I don't want to use these templates, no problem. I go to shadow options and just look at what all I can do. I can change the angle to any angle I like for the shadow. I can change the distance of my shadow or distance of whatever I have applied. If I don't need a shadow tomorrow, I can go here and say no shadow. I realize ये 3D rotation दिया है. I go here and I say no rotation. My picture comes back to normal. I've applied, I think, bevel over here. So I will see if there's a bevel effect over here. 1 minute, bevel should be there. Soft edges are there. Like this, I can go and apply anything that I want to apply to this picture. So I can do it from here, or I can go here and say, okay, ठीक है, एक काम करते हैं, पहले तो यहाँ से इसको absolute निकाल के खाली कर देते हैं, no bevel. ठीक है, ये मेरा normal आ गया. Reflection भी निकाल देते हैं, no reflection. So I am going to remove everything first. And now I've got the freedom and liberty to work with whatever I want. Whether I want to work with shadow, reflection, glow, soft edges. Suppose soft edges. I can choose from here a particular soft edge. It's saying it is a 2.5 point. I say, nahi, mujhe zyada chahiye. So I can move this slider and I can actually do something like, just look at this. I'm moving in and out and you realize amazing custom sizing is possible of that particular soft edge. Just look at that. So amazing. You can set it the way you want to set it, like this. Same way I can work with all the effects. Each and every effect over here, glow, reflection. I want to apply a reflection to this picture. I apply a reflection. There's a reflection which has come down. The distance is too much. I want to reduce the distance. Look, the reflection is, I reduced it. I made it 0. I want to change the size of the reflection. I can change the size by reducing it 16%, 65%. So the reflection becomes more prominent. I can give a transparency to a reflection. I feel it should be more transparent. So I make it more transparent or make it more less visible. I want to take it here, it becomes more visible. I take it there, it becomes less visible. I say, chalo, I want less visibility. So it's a reflection. Size is there. I've got blurring, so I can actually blur it. If I blur it, see, it's there, but it's like a blurred image. It's not like a straightforward reflection that we have. So reflection is a fantastic tool again. If this picture would have been smaller, now you'll understand reflection better. See, because now you can see this reflection over here where I put my mouse. And when I change the size, now watch, just look at this. Alright, see how it comes. See this. Beautiful. So you bring a reflection how much ever you want. And the transparency is how much reflection you want to show. This is showing as a mirror image. This is going to blur it off or take it away by adding more transparency. It's blending. Blurring will blur that reflection. How much ever you want to keep it. You want to keep a blur reflection, keep it like this. Distance, obviously, we keep a distance. Kitna dur reflection chahiye. Obviously, I don't want the reflection. I want it to be touching more or less the image. Like this, I'm able to create any effects I want to an image. Like see here, I've created two image reflections. I've created a reflection also, and I've given a soft edge also. Question number D says PowerPoint 08 on slide 1, format the image to have a hyperlink of fusion2more.com. Chalo bhai. Again, very interesting aspect of PowerPoint. I love this feature of PowerPoint. So let's first finish this question. वो बोल रहा है Fusion 2more का website link करना है हमको. So let's open PowerPoint 08. Let's solve this question first, and then move on to what is this all about. Okay. You should be able to see the presentation. I have a presentation, I have a picture on the presentation, and I realize कि यार presentation तो ठीक है. I'm putting my content and everything. But while I'm presenting, I also want people to experience or want people to know about my website. So what are my options? My option is presentation चल रहा है. मैं presentation को minimize करके website खोल दूं और public को बोलूं, okay, this is our company website. Or I link my website to my presentation. So this question is telling us that on this presentation, you click on the first picture of your slide and you simply go to insert and you go into something known as link. And in the link option in the address bar, you type the name of the website fusiontumo.com and you click OK to it and the job is done. This picture now is linked to the website called as fusiontumo.com. When I am going to run this slideshow, and when I come to this slide, and I say, yes, welcome to Fusion Tumo presentation, and I would like you to have a look at our company profile before we proceed. And while talking this way, I hope you all can see my slide. You can see my slide, right? Yeah. While talking, I will suddenly come to the photograph and I have a link. I will click on it. And to my surprise, the Google Chrome website will open up on top of the presentation. So I clicked it and you can see it's contacting the server for information. Unfortunately, there is no website known as fusiontumo.com. That's why we are facing this problem. So if a website is not existing, this is what will happen in your presentation. I wanted you all to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to simply put a website which is existing, for example, let's say google.com or something. Just 1 minute. Hang ho gaya hai. 1 minute. Because it doesn't exist, so it's giving an error. Okay. Yeah, I'm back to my presentation slide. I've clicked the same picture as I showed you all. I'll go and do the link, the same thing, and this time instead of the question, I'm just adding my own website here. So I'm going to just put google.com. Now, if I just put google.com, it's not going to work. You have to be very specific. So I'll put www.google. So automatically you will realize the HTTP has come before www. I didn't type it. It came automatically. And I just click on OK. So now this photograph will open Google. I will go to slideshow. I will say from beginning. And I'll say, yes, why not we watch our presentation? Before that, a little bit about our company profile. I click on this and it will take me straight to google.com. I hope you all can see google.com has opened up. And after I finish with google.com, I simply shut this window and I'm back to my presentation. Isn't it? And I say, okay, now we can proceed. And I click and go to the next slide. And I click and go to the next slide. And I continue with my presentation. So the hyperlink is a fantastic feature which can be implemented anywhere on any slide. Not necessarily first slide. Third slide में भी डाल सकता हूँ, fourth में भी डाल सकता हूँ, second में भी डाल सकता हूँ. कहीं पे भी I can put this particular hyperlink to link my presentation to a website. And only then will I have a perfect presentation where I'm able to link my website also. So in between of my presentation, let's say I reach types of marketing, for example, or let's say I reach, if this was not marketing, if this was types of products, for example. Instead of me creating 10 slides with the products, I know that I've got a website, a web page, which has got the products of my company. So I would simply create a link over here to take me to the products of the company. Why should I work hard and put it again in the slide? How does it matter? Does it? Honestly, does it matter if you are integrating a website along with your presentation? Or is it necessary that you have to create slides for the products? No, there is no fixed rule. As long as you are able to convey a message across to the audience, it's good. So why should I work hard and make a slide of all 10 products when I've got a website with 10 products? So I can link my presentation to the website and go to that particular page where I have those products and let people see those products of my website, and then close the website, and I'm back to my presentation where I left off, and I continue with my presentation. That is called efficiency. That is called creating a proper presentation. All right. So this was linking a website to a presentation. While I'm watching a presentation, if I send this presentation to somebody, or I have a particular order in which the presentation is working, types of marketing is there, permission, viral, blog, social, affiliate. And I've entered a room where I know that this is a presentation which speaks about all the types of marketing. But I know that the audience who is sitting over here, they may not be interested in permission marketing. They may not be interested in viral marketing. They are specifically just looking at social marketing and maybe blog marketing. Understand what I'm trying to do here? I have types of marketing which I want to show the people. Yeah, we have so many types of marketing. But I don't want the people to see all the slides. As of now, what will happen if I do a slideshow? My types of marketing will come, then my permission marketing will come, then my viral marketing will come, then my blog will come, then my social will come, then my affiliate will come. अरे भाई क्यों करना है? मुझे पता है कि जो ऑडियंस आज मेरे रूम में बैठा है उसको ये स्लाइड्स मुझे नहीं दिखाना है. I don't want to show them these slides. Then will say क्या करें सर? ये तो स्लाइड है ऑर्डर में. जब मैं स्लाइड शो करूंगा तो ये स्लाइड के बाद ये स्लाइड आएगा, फिर ये स्लाइड आएगा. I'll tell them I'll do this. I will convert these text, blog and social into links. Okay, not bad. So I will select the word blog marketing and I will go to insert and I will go to link. And here in the link, I have an option known as place in this document. It will show me the slides which are there in my slideshow or in the file. I say, yeah, blog marketing. And I click OK. And I will select social marketing. I'll go to link and I will choose place in this document social marketing. Chalo, excellent. I created a link, blog marketing and social marketing. No problem. But after I click blog marketing, what's my next slide? So after I go to blog marketing, my next slide is social marketing. So ठीक है, easy है, front back है. But अगर इसके बाद affiliate होता तो मैं blog marketing दिखा के फिर click करता तो आदमी affiliate देखता, social नहीं देखता. Again मेरा presentation गड़बड़ हो जाता. In order to have a two-way linking system on my website, when I run my presentation, and if I have a link of blog marketing and social marketing, I will go first to the blog marketing slide and I will say, let's put a small little arrow. And let's click in this arrow and type back. I've typed the word back, which is bigger in size. Go to home and make the size smaller. Beautiful. Lovely. Button is come with back written on it. I will click this back button and I'll say, okay, I need to link this button to types of marketing. So either mera, I think types of marketing is called different methods. No, types of marketing is slide number 2. And I say okay to it. I have created this button by choosing a shape of an arrow, typing the word back and creating a link. I'm going to copy this button and I'm just going to paste this button on social marketing also. It has come exactly at the same location. I don't have to do this for every slide. I'm looking at linking. एक link बना दिया, उसको copy paste किया, automatically दूसरे slide पे भी आ गया. Now when I'm going to run my slideshow, I hope you all can see the slideshow now. And when I click and go to the next slide and I click and go to the next and I say, okay, let's understand blog marketing. I click on blog marketing. It takes me to blog marketing. After I explain, I just click on the back button. I'm back to types of marketing. I click on social marketing. I can press back and go back to the types of marketing. Like this, in spite of me having all the different marketings, my focus was only on blog and social. So I showed them the blog and the social marketing. So it says PowerPoint 09, compress all pictures in the presentation to email resolution. Save the compressed presentation as compressed or PPTX. All right, perfect. Sounds good. So I'm just going to open PowerPoint 09 and let's look at how we can. So whenever you create a PowerPoint presentation, we insert various elements like I've told you. You know, we put pictures and we put you know, there are so many different things like videos and smart art and 3D models, and there's so many things that we add to a presentation. And when you finish your presentation and you say, okay, fine, now my presentation is done and I can just maybe mail it to somebody. The biggest problem we face is that when we have too many slides in a presentation, the size of a file becomes very large. And at the same time, we are not open to the idea of compromising or, you know, saying, chalo, let's, you know, split the presentation and send them 10 slides once and then 10 slides the second time. You can't do that with a presentation. You know, the whole purpose of the presentation is lost. So in such a case, what do we do? In such a scenario, what do we do with a presentation? You know, so PowerPoint luckily has got a feature known as compressed pictures. So this is what the question is, question number E, which I'm showing you now. So I'm just going to click this picture on the presentation and I'm just going to go into the option known as format. And under format, I have an option known as compressed pictures. When I click on compressed pictures, a window opens up asking me, okay, what do you want to do? You want to compress it? We can understand that. And to what level you want to compress, and automatically the option is selected for me saying email 96 ppi. So in this case, there are no other options opened for me. You can see everything is grayed over here. 330, 220, 150 is all gray. Because this picture is not a very high resolution picture. That's the reason why all the other resolutions are not coming on. But generally they come on if you have a high resolution picture. So here he says, I will compress it to an email. I say, perfect, make it an email. And you can compress these pictures. And while I'm compressing these pictures, there's one more very interesting aspect. It says, do you want to apply the compression to only this picture? I say, no, I want to apply to all the pictures. Naturally, that's the idea. And then there is one more option. Delete the cropped area of pictures. This is again a very interesting option. So I say, okay, delete the cropped areas of the picture. Right now, I've not cropped this picture, I think. So I'll just show you what happens. So I'm just going to crop this picture a little bit just for you to show you the option of delete. So I crop it this much. And now I go back to my compress option and I say, okay, delete cropped areas of pictures. And I say, okay. Now what has happened is all the pictures of my presentation, all of them, they all got compressed. Because I switched off that option, apply to only this picture. I switched it off. So automatically it's got compressed this picture also. It has compressed this person's picture also.
And there's one more picture here, I believe, of this guy over here. Compress this picture also. So all three pictures actually have got compressed. And I go to file and I say, okay, save as. And I go to browse and I say, okay, I want to save it as. On the desktop, I'm just going to save this PowerPoint 09 and I'll call it compressed. And I saved it. So now this file which has got saved is known as a PowerPoint 09 compressed. So obviously it's become smaller in size. So I go back to this picture and I say, array, you know what? I just realized I want to make this picture big again. And when I go to the crop tool, look what's coming. Array, what happened? Where my picture went away? Yeah? I want to make it big again. Sorry, you can't. Because once I chose the option in my compress that crop the deleted areas of the picture, this is what it does. Now, if I open the actual PowerPoint 09, the one which is not the compressed one, just going to show you all. And over here, if I had cropped this picture, and suppose I'm saving this, I saved it now by going to file and save. And tomorrow you just realize that you want to bring it back. Very well. Alright? Sorry. I have to go to the crop. By stretching from here, it will just stretch the picture. So I'll go back to my crop and I'll see, array, there it is. I can see this gray color picture. I will just stretch this. And I'm back to my original picture. So when I chose the option of compress pictures, and when I chose the option of delete the cropped areas of pictures, I have not only compressed the picture, but also taken out the other areas which I feel are not required in my presentation any longer. Because if I am cropping this picture right now, and if I am not deleting the cropped areas of the picture, the cropped area is still there, right? That means this much space is still being occupied in my presentation, even though I'm not using it. I'm not using this area, but the space is being occupied. So my file size is going to be large. It's not going to become small. That's why when we go to compress pictures and when we choose the option delete cropped areas, we are taking out all the unnecessary areas to reduce the size of our PowerPoint file. That's the reason why we saved it with a different name. Because we didn't want to ruin our original file. We wanted our original picture to have the flexibility of being able to bring back what we lost.